everyone joining us today as we reintroduce the American Families United Act. I am so privileged to be able to continue to fight for these amazing American families who just want to be with their loved ones. I mean, fundamentally, this bill is about ensuring that families can be together, that families can fully participate in the American dream, and that the United States government does not continue to stand in their way. I want to first thank my co-lead, Maria Elvira Salazar. This is a bipartisan bill. She is a champion for immigrants. She is a champion for these families. She could not join us today because of a scheduling conflict, but she and I stand shoulder to shoulder in wanting to ensure that these families are able to finally be reunited. This bill should not even have to be a bill. What we are trying to do is fix what is a terrible wrong that was committed in prior legislation. And we are trying to correct a wrong that has devastated far too many children and spouses. I'm going to let our families speak for themselves, but I will tell you, we came close last Congress to getting this on the floor. We were able to get this out of committee and then did everything that we possibly could before the end of last year's Congress to get it to the floor so that we could vote it out of the House. It was a very deeply frustrating process because this is a no-brainer. And the fact that we have to fight so hard tells you just how broken our immigration system is. Reuniting American families should be non-controversial. It should not be an issue for the Congress. But the fact of the matter is, this is a Congress that has been derelict in its responsibility when it comes to reforming outdated and terribly morally wrong immigration laws. We have not had any changes to our immigration system in decades, and instead the federal government has chosen to address immigration as a border-only issue. That does nothing to help solve our greatest challenges and seek out the opportunities that come with bringing people into our country in a legal way that upholds our values and keeps our families together. So I want you to know I am absolutely 1,000% committed to ensuring that all of these families have a shot at being together. We need to pass this bill, whether it's a standalone bill or whether we can roll it into a larger piece of legislation. My team and I are going to pursue every possible avenue to ensuring that our families are finally reunited. I want to now introduce, we have so many incredible advocates and great champions and leaders of this movement, and you're only going to hear from a handful of them today, but I'm eager for you to hear their stories. I'd like to now turn it over to Kaylee Pliego, who is the treasurer for American Families United.
Before you today as the president of American Families United, an organization that fights for the rights of American families across our nation. I would like everyone to take a minute and think, what does family mean to me? To me, to Ashley, family is everything. It's the cornerstone of our society, the bedrock of our communities, and the source of our strength. When we talk about family, though, we're not just talking about blood relatives. We also talk about or even permanently. These people are not criminals. Our spouses are not criminals. They are folks with administrative infractions that carry life sentences. The American Families United Act would provide relief to those families who currently have no path forward, allowing them to reunite with their loved ones and to live, work, and contribute to our society without the fear of deportation. This is not just a matter of bureaucracy. It's a matter of human dignity, compassion, and justice. I would like to take a moment to recognize that the American Families United Act is unique in its bipartisanship. This bill has garnered support from both sides of the aisle, which is a testament to the fact that family is a universal value that transcends political differences. We are grateful for the support of Congresswoman Veronica Escobar, who has been a tireless advocate for this bill and a champion for families across the nation. We would also like to thank Congresswoman Maria Salazar for joining us in the fight and standing up for the rights of U.S. citizens to be with their loved ones. It is heartening to see that our leaders are willing to put aside their differences and work together to make sure that families are not torn apart by our immigration system any longer. What lengths would you go to keep your family together and safe from harm? This is a question that so many of us here today ask ourselves each day. Would you be willing to leave your country, your home, your family of origin, everything you know behind, just to be with your spouse and your children? Would you be willing to live in constant fear of deportation, uncertainty, and isolation? These are choices no American should have to make, but too many are forced to make every day. These are the reasons why we will never give up. We will work tirelessly and speak to every legislator who will listen until we pass the American Families United Act, because the stakes are too high for us. The stakes are too high for our families, and because our families are worth fighting for. So I urge you to stand with us, fight with us, and to get this bill passed so not one more family has to say goodbye. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Before I introduce our next speaker, something I want to share with you all about the bill is when an American citizen marries someone without documents, past legislation has placed a permanent bar on the spouse if at any point that spouse entered into the country without documents. A permanent bar. That means even immigration judges have not been allowed the discretion to make their own judgment on a case-by-case basis. What this legislation does is it restores judicial discretion. Basically, it doesn't guarantee that a spouse will have a pathway to citizenship. It only restores the discretion to immigration judges so that they can judge each case individually. Because what if, for example, that spouse, when he or she was a child, came through a port of entry and said he or she was an American citizen as a child? Then that individual is barred for life from ever having a pathway, even if married to an American citizen. So in cases like that, or other cases that have been shown to be unjust or unfair, why shouldn't judges have the ability to use their discretion, hear all the facts, and make a decision? That is all that this bill does. And to hear from yet another family member who is impacted, I'd like to introduce Amanda Valencia.
My name is Amanda Valencia. I am a U.S. citizen and I'm married to a foreign national. We have two children together, Ariana, who is 8, and Emmanuel, who is 4. Due to immigration issues, my husband has been living in Mexico since 2021. We lived in Lansing, Michigan for the last 10 years prior to his visa denial. He had a great job. He was constantly doing community service projects for the city. We went through the whole immigration process, and he was denied his visa in Mexico, which means he can't return for 10 years, and no, that doesn't necessarily mean he's a criminal. Recently, he had to actually have brain surgery in Mexico, so we've been dealing with a lot of health issues and now have to pay Mexico health stuff down there. And We actually had to stay down there for 2 months to help him with his recovery, and I had to miss work, and my daughter had to miss school, which is why she's not here because she missed too much. And now I have to pay bills over there instead of here, even though he has a U.S. health insurance. We are already struggling between constantly visiting him and now with this medical issues off of just my income. So we're just asking people to help advocate for our families like mine to be reunited.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it, Amanda. And then to close us out, we're going to hear from Jason Rochester.
Hi everybody, my name is Jason Rochester. This is my son Ashton. So our family has been separated for over 5 years now. And Ashton has been away from his mom over half of his life. He only gets to see her like once a year as he goes down to the summit. And I'll try to gets to see her for the summer. During all these years, Ashton has had to endure cancer, surgery, chemotherapy, radiation, all without his mom. He hasn't missed birthdays, Christmas, all other holidays are spent virtual, which is not even a life, really, when it comes to a child. The AFU Act, American Families United Act, when passed, will allow an opportunity for my family and other mixed status families to be reunited. We need support from Congress and Senate to pass the bill. We need support from everyone, not just Congress and Senate, but citizens that would stand behind us. I am a proud member of the Teamsters, and I appreciate their support. They're behind me, and I've been very grateful to have them supporting us. And I just ask that everybody get behind us and pass this bill, because it's the only thing that I know that's going to bring Ashton's mommy home. And I don't want him to grow up the rest of his life without having his mom or having to go to Mexico just to see her and spend another holiday without her, another birthday without her. So please, pass this bill, and I appreciate it to the Congresswoman and all the Congress people that are getting behind us. Thank you.
There are countless American families all over the country who have to live apart because of draconian measures in previous immigration bills. Again, this bill, I believe, upholds our values as a nation. There is absolutely nothing good to come from separating families in our nation just because they are mixed status families. And in fact, reuniting these families absolutely upholds our values as a country that recognizes the power and the beauty of a family. So it is my hope that as we chart a path forward, that we can get more Republican colleagues who will come on board and will recognize that what they are doing by signing on to this bill is supporting American families. American families who just want a shot before a judge to plead their case and be reunited. So thank you all so much. Appreciate it. I really would encourage any members of the media to please talk to our families. It's important that our country hear directly from them so that they know what's at stake. Thank you all very much.